Hello there, you just watched a Peachy Fat video and now we're podcasting.
Wait, is that what you're going to say?
It already started. Okay, go.
Oh, hello. Hello. Yeah, what he said. Where you already know what's coming out. Hopefully you watched the other two, maybe. I don't know.
He thought I was practicing, just in case anyone hasn't caught on.
Yeah. We're really bad at podcasting. Just want to get that out of the way in every episode because
I'm pretty sure I've mastered it.
You've mastered it.
I've peaked already. This is going to be my downhill.
Oh, okay. Well, we got some ideas again, like the last two podcasts.
It took a while, but we figured some things out.
They're not good ideas at all.
All of mine are related to games. Good luck.
Yeah, all right. Where are we starting?
I don't know. Should I bring up random.org?
I think we need it. Still very quick. Indecisive here.
How many are there?
1, 2, 3. No, not 3. All these like picture ones really screwing me up.
There are 50.
Wait, are we including the pictures?
Yes. I'll redo it if there's a picture.
Okay.
Okay. Mappers Guild News, how to do things.
Hey, relevancy. Mappers Guild thing. We kind of talked about it in the last one, I think. Maybe the first one. I don't know. That was like announced yesterday. No, it was yesterday.
As of when we're recording.
As of when we're recording. This episode of podcast thing is 2 days after the last one, so it wasn't. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This thing got announced. People are mad about it.
Well,
real mad, which is very expected because Mappers Guild is basically publicly viewed as a circle jerk thing, and it very much so is like that in structure, but it's moving outwards, and people don't. It's hard for people to grasp that, I guess.
You explained it to me, but
did I?
I've basically forgotten.
Probably a long time ago.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if you don't actually know what it is, for some reason I'm assuming you do. It's mappers make stuff for featured artists. If they're good mappers, they're in the guild, but there's a lot of good mappers, so it's not exactly fair, which makes people really mad. But it can't run with a billion mappers in it, so we had to be selective. That's basically it. It was announced, and there's applications for it if you want to join, which is like part of the expansion thing. And there's no way that people would be happy about it, because if we kept it behind closed doors, people would still be mad, and being public about it just also makes people mad. There is no good option here, but
so people can't get in right now, even if they wanted to, because it's about connections at the moment.
It's about what?
Is it about connections? It's like knowing people will get you into it, or
not anymore. No.
Okay. Before so there is a way to apply.
It's a Google form.
Okay.
You fill out a form.
And people are angry because that's not fair?
Because there's criteria, and more people who fit the criteria will be applying than the amount of people who can get in. So at that point,
it becomes subjective.
Yeah. It's subjective on how much the 9, 10, 11 people in there think your maps are good. Do they think your maps are good? Maybe. Yes. If it's yes, you might get in.
Well, how is this more controversial than any mapping contest, for example? Because those are subjective in large amounts.
Good point.
What's the circle jerky part?
People are mad because there's badges involved, but badges are in contests too.
Yeah.
So,
You mentioned it was OSU mode specific, but I imagine there's OSU mode specific contests too, right?
Well, yeah, but that's not a concern here though.
Okay.
I think it's just that technically anyone could do what we're doing. Like, to get a badge, you have to map, 2 map sets and mod, let's say like eight map sets, something like that.
Okay.
Which is not that much work. People do that.
Okay.
They're for featured artist songs, but it's hard for people to accept that if they've done something like that, then they wouldn't be rewarded unless they're in this guild thing. But most people also haven't done that.
Right. But so the reason people are upset is because it's not much work, yet it rewards a badge.
That might be it, yeah.
Okay.
Although contests are...
Right, contests aren't much work, but you have like a bigger panel of people, ideally.
It's harder to win the badge for a contest than it is to do work.
Right.
Although,
I see. Maybe everyone will start treating this like a contest with a few amount of judges. But then I guess the outrage is just that there's so few judges, in a sense.
Nah, it's more like it's going more public right now. And these concerns are going to be disappearing, but people are just mad about it right now.
So they're mad because it used to not be public, mostly?
Yes, and it's not like fully public, as in not everyone can join still.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Sucks for people that care.
Yeah. The effect of this thing, though, it's sort of like, what I want to say is like, partially it's working towards this goal, because now that like one of the criteria for joining is like making featured artist maps. So like the mission of Mappers Guild thing is get more featured artist maps on Osu for reasons, undisclosed reasons, and that's happening now despite people saying there's no incentive to do it. So it's working, but people don't like it still. The effect of it, though, is what I kind of wanted to talk about. Okay. It's like, if you want to do anything on Osu, people are going to get mad about it, basically.
Yeah. I mean...
It's hard to
people get mad at any change ever, pretty much. Yeah. You're always going to find someone that's like, I kind of like how it was.
There's a lot of people who are like, oh man, I don't want to sound too cocky here. Never mind. Okay. Scratch that part. I never said that. Good thing this is unlisted video. I didn't say anything. Anyway.
You thought it, and some people can read into it. Anyone with Akagi levels of psychoanalysis, they'll know exactly what you were about to say.
Exactly.
Word for word. And they'll make a bet with you about it, like, in a week, and take all your money. Probably.
Take all my Mappers Guild points.
Yeah. That narrows it down significantly as to who it might be. This Akagi individual that wants your points, because only so many people can be in the Mappers Guild, right?
What? Wait, let's go to a different topic. I think we're done with this.
Yeah.
I feel like I had something to say about that, but not really.
Okay. How about... I'll actually pick one, but it's one that you wrote, so you have to start.
Okay.
Regretting things you said on podcasts.
Well, I wrote that, but it was more referring to something you said last time after we stopped recording.
Okay.
I don't know what it was about specifically.
Okay. It wasn't something I regretted saying. I think there was...
Well, you said it was something I said, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was not something I regretted you saying then, but it was like... It's something that you repeated more than once, and I felt it didn't necessarily need repeating, but I don't remember what it was still.
What was
it? I'll probably remember once I listen to it again. If I listen to it again. Would I actually do that? Would you do that? Do you watch your own videos?
My own videos, yeah, because I just have to...
Well, you have to edit it, right?
Podcast, so I'm not going to re-listen to this, no.
Right.
This is way too long for that. And it's unscripted. I don't know how to speak unscripted. It's going to be bad. I'm going to repeat stuff. It's going to be way less concise than, like, all these ideas that we have here. We're saying them in 40 minutes, but I could like condense them into 3. If I just like wrote it out, it would be much easier. Yeah. But then you don't get like the live interaction stuff.
You don't get our personalities as much. Because that matters a lot. We've got very interesting personality.
No.
Yeah. Well, that topic wasn't very good. Back to random.org.
No. Random.org is more reliable.
We delete it. Let me delete a bunch of stuff.
Not my pictures.
You're right. Never mind. I can't delete it for real. We'll just keep doing this and hope we get something real. 14.
Perfect.
That is real. Outro.
It's not real though.
Unfortunately, it looked real. It was a trick.
Okay.
Anyway, how we go in order then?
Sure, that works.
That's not relevant anymore. Although
Actually,
you wrote something else, so maybe it is.
Yeah, it is relevant.
What is
actually.
this?
What did it say before?
Said that.
Out of ideas, specific brainstorming, right?
I deleted too fast.
I wrote that because
you needed ideas for videos.
Yeah, basically that. Basically.
You wanted to brainstorm stuff for real videos.
When making videos every week, it's really easy to run out of ideas. It happens like way too often. And I don't like it. I feel like I have to be ahead of the game every time I make a video. If I don't have videos planned for the next coming weeks, it's like very concerning for me. And if I get too ahead of myself, though, that's a problem.
Because you start to dislike ideas?
Yeah, you end up hating your videos if you make them and then wait time to publish them for too long.
So it's similar with ideas.
So,
not yet a made video, but you might start to dislike an idea you had for a video if you sit on it too long.
I guess, yeah. More like my ideas they're just not developed enough early on. But what I mean is if I'm getting too ahead of myself, if I have a video done 2 weeks in advance, by the time I'm uploading it 2 weeks later, I kind of hate that video, and I much more prefer the video from that was made 1 week in advance instead. So I'd upload that one. Then the video is 3 weeks out. I don't like it anymore then, or that sort of thing. That happened with me over winter break, which was a month ago. And the same thing happened a year ago as well on winter break, kind of the exact same time. It's I was on school schedule of video production, so it was too fast for the time sort of thing. Too fast for the amount of time I had available. So I made video too fast and ended up hating it, never made it. So
interesting. Wait, so you made it, but you never uploaded it?
Yes.
So you just have a video that you don't like somewhere?
Yes, a video that if I'm ever going to upload it, I'm going to rewrite, re-record, redo everything for it, just because.
Is it already rendered?
No. I mean, it's done though, close enough.
You give it to all the insiders here listening in now.
Do I want to? I'm going to redo it though.
No, probably not. But I mean, how many of them actually? How many of your real viewers will actually hear this? Peer pressure.
I'll link the video from a year ago that got lost in this sort of thing. How about that? Because that's uploaded now, unlisted. That
got lost? Wait, what?
The one from not last Christmas break, but the one before that.
Oh, okay.
That I made that never uploaded.
That's the one I meant.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, if you want that, it's in the description probably, or it's on screen right now. I don't know. And there's no annotations anymore, so it's probably not on screen.
Yeah, that would have been the best way, because then anyone that just looks at the description but then doesn't watch the video all the way through.
I could just spam the description with a bunch of links.
That is
It'll be the third link from the last one. How about that?
Oh, whoa. This is getting pretty intense. I like how you already said that it'll be the link in the description, then there was some time, so people have already looked. Oh. They're like, oh my god. And then you clarify.
Right. Well, that's a true barrier to entry right there.
Yep, I agree. That's pretty intense.
Okay, well, yeah. I mentioned that because I ran out of ideas. again
Right.
for like the 100th time.
But you said you thought of
hey.
something.
Yeah, as happens literally every time.
You
I'm out of
have
ideas,
managed to
and then
think of something.
I get an idea.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Yes. Today, like, is since school has started this semester, today has been my weekly start writing day,
Mm-hmm.
and I started the day with a sort of vague idea. I didn't think it was going to work, and then I made it work. Wow, fascinating.
Nice. Very. You mentioned it being your writing day. Maybe you should tell people what a typical week cycle is, because I imagine they'd probably find that interesting. I'd find that interesting.
Maybe. Okay.
I think you've told me. I just forget every time.
So, as of right now, I mean, the cycle has varied a lot over time.
During now, you're at school as well.
Okay. Right now, let's say, well, it's hard to really put it in a weekly scheduled thing because no idea is made in like instantly.
Right.
Ideas are like developed over time.
Mm-hmm.
Like say I've got a garden. We're going with metaphors here. I've got a garden. Ooh. And I plant seeds in the form of Google Documents in a folder. Yeah. And I sort of water these seeds in my garden continuously by putting in more content for related to the idea that I think could work for a video. And then whenever I see one sprouting, I give it a little more water. I feel like if it blooms into I don't know what kind of plant this is. What do you have in gardens? Sure, a sunflower. Very relevant. Mm-hmm. If I see the sunflower, I kill the sunflower by writing it into a video.
You bake it into a nice sunflower cake.
And that takes place over like a month usually.
Okay.
So like the idea, well, it's more like a month to 2 weeks to a month usually. There's some ideas that are shorter term, some ideas that are longer term, but most are in that time frame. Mm-hmm. So I got that. Then by the time I'm at right now, the writing starting day, I hopefully have one sunflower at least. Prefer to have multiple sunflowers available, but at least one is okay. Mm-hmm. And so I'm killing metaphor now. Metaphor doesn't work anymore. Okay. I write the video. That takes variable amounts of time. As of recently, I've been able to do it in like 2 days. 2 days max.
Okay.
But in the past, it's been like 4 days somehow. Don't ask how.
You've gotten better at it.
Yeah, I've gotten better at it. Although, it's weird. At the beginning, it was like 1 day. But then it stretched out to like...
So it started out being bad and you're bad at it, but then they got better quality, so it started taking longer. And then you managed to optimize.
That's basically it.
Okay.
I can write them. I write videos in like a day or two now. It works out. And cool. So Thursday, writing day. Today, because my idea wasn't like fully developed until later into the day, I got like a page done, which is maybe like 2.5 minutes of video. Not very much, I realize, but I have the rest of the video like very well defined. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I could write it right now, but I'm doing a podcast, so I can't really do that.
I relate to having the whole idea and not doing work.
Good.
It's most of my games right now.
So tomorrow I'm going to go to school from like 9 to 5. Those exact times, actually. Probably, yeah.
You are a working class individual, but at school.
Yeah, exactly. So when I get home, and partially while at school, because school has lots of downtime, I'll be finishing that video. Probably, it depends. If I finish the video on Friday, which might not happen, I don't really know, then I might record that night. And I already talked about why I have to record at night. If not, I'll record.
By finish the video, you meant finish writing the video?
Yes, finish writing the video. Then I'll record the script that night, or the following day in that room, like in the room where I can record during the day, the one room that has that possibility.
the non-center location room? Because I think you mentioned that. There's like two recording locations in one of them.
The centered location is the one I need to do during the day.
Oh, okay.
The one I'm in right now is during night.
I see.
But yeah, so I record the script. That takes it takes the shortest amount of time, but it makes me like mentally and physically die. Which is good when it's like the last thing I do in the day then. Because I just go to sleep afterwards. I take way too long to record because I don't know how to speak. So it's like an hour and a half for a 10-minute video. I'm not even joking. It's stupid how long I take.
Nice. Lots of retakes. Infinite retakes.
Lots of unnecessary retakes. That's the problem.
Oh.
Because I don't even know why. Too analytical of my those noises.
Right.
When no one even notices them.
Need a mic that simply filters them out somehow, magically.
Anyway,
Need a magic
I record that Saturday. Let's assume I finish. Let's assume I record it on Saturday during the day. I'd finish editing the audio probably on Saturday. Probably. Depends on how dead I am.
Okay.
Sunday, I'd start on the video / last Sunday, I actually just did nothing video related on Sunday. So, yeah.
Very good.
Because I'd finish editing audio on Saturday.
And you figured it's time to just do nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So, edit video on Sunday, maybe. Visuals and stuff, like, I can do it in a full day, probably, if I take the entire day.
Okay.
Which is not that bad. It depends a lot on, actually, if I have video recorded already. A lot of videos I have to, like, record every clip just because the video demands it. But other videos, like, I record stuff, like, as an experiment or something beforehand, such as the thing you're watching right now in the background. I didn't have to go record these clips because they were recorded before I even wrote the script.
Yeah.
But, so yeah. Anyway, it takes like a day to edit audio or edit video. And that's it.
Nice.
Cool.
So is that was a
I
full
go to school
week?
Monday and Wednesday also.
Yeah. What was the first day again? Like when you start writing the script for real?
Thursday.
Okay. Nice.
I have no idea if that could have been condensed a lot more.
Definitely. Maybe we need a quick recap. Just like one word. What is each day? Maybe more than one word.
Thursday, writing. Friday, writing / recording. Saturday, recording / editing. Sunday, editing. Monday, go to school and die. Tuesday, I don't know. Edit more if necessary. Wednesday, go to school. Thursday, repeat. Hey,
nice.
We did it.
That was a lot easier to understand.
I hope so.
But now we have context and the understanding. You also wrote metadata for this topic. I don't know how that was relevant.
That was the video that died.
Oh, okay. Wrote metadata.
PS4.
Yeah, PS4. I've been looking into getting a PS4 because I've been doing that for a very long time. Because I play games mostly on PC. So anything that is multi-platform for the current gen consoles that is also on PC, I don't have to worry about playing it on a console because I just play it on PC. But there's lots of exclusives for both sides. I'm mostly interested in the PS4 exclusives, so I'm not really interested in looking into getting an Xbox One. The exclusives that I want for PS4 are Monster Hunter and Bloodborne at the moment, and Monster Hunter's release just happened like a week or two ago. I don't even remember now. But
Monster Hunter Worlds.
Yeah, Monster Hunter World singular.
I don't actually know.
There is only one world, apparently.
Okay.
So now that there's two exclusives, apparently that's enough to push me over the edge in my mind and just get one. A PS4, that is. So
And you've been unsuccessful.
Yeah. So I did actually buy one used, and it arrived today. Well, it's past midnight, so yesterday, but this awake cycle. And it boots, but it does not have any video output, despite the description saying...
You got it from Goodwill.
Yeah, I got it from Goodwill, their online store. And the description there said that it would boot and that it displays video. And the reason I went for it is because it said it displays video, so I knew that the hard-to-replace parts in it would function. They didn't. So I can return it, and that's like the only way you're allowed to return stuff is if they misrepresent the product. And they did. So I'll be returning it. So now I'm faced with the dilemma of being a little more hesitant to get on Goodwill because it wastes a lot of time, and caring less about saving money now. I just don't care. I have a decent amount of money to get whichever one without having to really worry about it. Because I was getting the base model used. Now I don't really care. So I was looking on Amazon, rather I was looking at the differences between the consoles. Because there's the original, there's the Slim, and then there's the Pro. There's 3 different versions of this thing. The original and Slim are basically the same, but the Slim uses less power, apparently, and it's smaller and makes less noise. The fans are just less loud. And then the Pro actually has more graphics horsepower. So Monster Hunter World, for example, has an unlocked frame rate. PS4 original and Slim will hit like 30 FPS, just about barely. And it dips below sometimes and goes a little above sometimes.
Is there a cost difference?
There is, yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, the PS4 Pro then gets like, there's different priority modes you can set in there. It actually lets you essentially choose graphic settings. Is impressive. You get to pick between 3 presets. One that does like 4K video, one that does
next generation.
Yeah, they're approaching PCs. That's what next gen is. But the specifics aren't important. There is a price difference. The Pro's $400 and the other 2 are $300. That's new for all of these. Used, you can get about $100 less. On the Pro, at least. On the other ones, $100 less is about right. Depending on where you get it. So, now that I care less about the money, I was conflicted on which one I'd actually be getting. But I think I've pretty much decided since writing it down in the list, because when I wrote it down the list, I didn't know. And now I've kind of figured it out because I couldn't help but think about it. And I'm just going to get the base model, the oldest model, on Amazon used. It's like $190.
But does that mean 30 FPS?
It does mean 30 FPS. I said it gets closer to 60. Not by much. It gets up to like 40 FPS.
Great.
Yeah. So I really don't care about the performance playing. And that's only in Monster Hunter World. Bloodborne locked at 30, no matter which version you play on. As far as I know, I haven't looked into it, but I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I don't care about performance because I will be buying the game again when it releases on PC. Because Monster Hunter World is going to release, but it's in like an 8-month delay. It's until fall of this year. And that's terrible. I realize that's like entirely after the summer break. Not that I know if I'm going to school next school year, but just knowing that it would be the whole summer without even playing Monster Hunter World.
I think you should mention because you're graduating, because otherwise it's like...
Because I'm dropping out of college.
Yeah.
No, because, I'm graduating from community college and getting a degree, probably. I need to get an internship. It's like the last thing I need to do. And if that doesn't happen before the 18th of this month, can't get the degree. But I'll just get it next semester. But that would be annoying to have to do. So ideally, done now.
Ideally.
So yeah, I'll be getting the base model, and I did already buy a controller because I bought it in anticipation for receiving the one I got today, and because it didn't come with a controller. So now I have a new controller, but the one on Amazon actually comes with a controller. It might be a really crappy controller because it will be a real PS4 one, but it could have like worn off thumbsticks and stuff, which is common.
How used is it?
I don't know. It varies because it's sold directly from Amazon, so they just have a warehouse of used PS4s somewhere.
Okay.
So, yeah, I have no idea what condition the controller is going to be in. So I'm going to hold on to the new one, and if the one that it comes with is nice, I'll return the new one. Because I got it at Target, and they have a decent return policy.
Does
30 days or something.
Did this topic cover your frame rate thing? I feel it did.
Frame rate.
Does it make sense?
Right. I did mention frame rate, didn't I? No. No.
There's more about frame rate. Okay.
There's more about frame rate. It is separate. But I basically covered the PS4 topic. I talked about which PS4, and I talked about the reason I want it, which is just exclusives.
We have 8 minutes.
Whoa.
For the rest of these important topics here.
Yeah. You want me to transition into frame rate since you mentioned it?
Sure. I mean, we're going in order. Let's go.
Right. So frame rate, I was wondering what your opinion is on what frame rate games are when you play them. Like, do you care?
High?
Of course. Ideally, but how much does it matter to you? Because, of course, higher the frame rate, the better. It just feels better to play because it's more responsive.
If there's like some noticeable amount of discomfort caused by frame rate, it bothers me. If it's above 60, I'm probably fine, honestly.
Yeah. You played Twilight Princess, which was 30 FPS.
I did, but that also didn't have a mouse. Things with mouse are a lot more like disorienting, I think.
Agreed. That's actually my stance on it. If it uses a mouse, I want higher than 60 FPS.
But you see, I don't play any games with a controller, so.
Right. You played Xmodo. That's not a controller, but you did buttons only.
Yeah. I guess that does need high FPS too.
It does? Okay. Because my...
Precise controls.
True. But my opinion slightly differs from yours in that I think, in my experience, I've never cared about the frame rate that much on games with a controller. If it's at 60, I'm perfectly fine with a controller. But with a mouse, the amount of precision a mouse provides is so much higher than a controller that I notice it up to like 90 FPS at least.
But and then you're not a professional.
I'm not professional, player. But right, Xmodo.
Esports.
True.
Esports.
I like to think I'm pretty decent at Melee. At least I've played it so much that I have a pretty good grasp of what should happen and how it feels. And that's only at 60, and it's perfectly fine for me. But yeah, Monster Hunter, the one I've been playing, is 30, and that's on like the PSP, and it plays fine. And I've never had an issue with Legend of Zelda. And those are also 30.
PSP emulation morality.
Hey, what a transition! Is it moral? What's your opinion?
I read it as emulation mortality at first, and that was a lot more interesting.
What did you think that even meant?
Like pretending to be alive?
Okay, I could see that.
I really don't know.
I don't have anything to talk about regarding that, but
I don't either. But I thought like you had some deep topic at first.
Definitely not. No. Morality, though, regarding emulation. You have any opinion?
I don't use emulators. So
you used them because I told you to. Did you feel like you were a dirty person for doing that?
I got peer pressured into breaking the law.
You did. How does it feel?
Dang. It feels like I'm emulating mortality right now because of it. I've never felt whole.
I see.
Ever since then.
Okay. I have a very basic opinion. I think that emulation is great for archiving games, essentially, playing games that the original hardware is basically impossible to find now, because like the NES is no longer made. You have to find a used one. Eventually there's going to be none, or they're only going to be in museums. So not everyone's going to be able to
True.
actually play the
Very
art that came
useful.
out on them. So, it's good for archiving stuff. However, Wii U emulation was perfectly doable when Breath of the Wild released. Same thing happened for Ocarina of Time with the N64. And that's probably not great for Nintendo.
Just for them. It's great for anyone else.
It's great for anyone that wants to be a pirate, and it's perfectly fine, I guess. I mean, not really. You are breaking the law, and there's, I'm sure, the artists that made the game want to eat. But I'd argue that that's the part that's immoral, and I may or may not have done it anyway, and that archival is the 100% perfectly fine reason to emulate.
So, your mom's sending you pictures of your cat. Please explain.
I live with my mom at the moment, and she sent me a picture of one of our two cats.
With your mom too.
Thanks. And yeah, she was like 3 rooms away from where I am, and she sent me a picture of my cat to my email.
For people listening, this is not a real topic, by the way.
It's not a very real topic. I said no thank you to the topic, and then he said it's worth discussing. So I'm more interested in knowing why you thought it was worth discussing.
I didn't. I just thought it was funny.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
Your mom sent you a picture of a cat.
That she did. And I sent you a different picture of my cat, because my cat's great.
Yeah, when I was scrolling up to find ideas, that's literally it.
You should give him the picture of my cat that I sent you, because there's nothing incriminating in that picture.
Is there? I don't know what's in there.
It's literally just the cat. And
box.
You know what bed sheets I have. And the fact that they're mixed at the moment, so that's cool.
I agree. Where are we at?
Nearing done, I imagine.
4 minutes.
Oh,
what do you have to say about remasters?
Well, as far as my opinion on remasters, I think...
What are remasters exactly?
Okay, so a remaster of a game specifically, that's what I'm talking about, is like they re-release the exact same game, or if it's a remaster, that's usually a re-release if it's the exact same thing, just like not updated at all but put on a new system so that those people can play it. That sometimes happens. But a remaster is typically they update the visuals, maybe update the gameplay, and then they re-release it. Basically the same game, but it often looks better. Any opinion?
Black Ops.
Did they do that? Oh, right. Zombies every single time will just release the same maps in the new gameplay engine.
I don't... Wait.
Because those are remasters.
Black Ops 3
with slight mechanical changes too.
What did Black Ops 2 have? I don't even remember.
Black Ops 2 had the World at War maps. All of them.
No, it didn't.
Didn't?
Black Ops 2 didn't.
Oh, Black Ops 2 didn't. Right. Black Ops 2...
Okay. It just had Knocked on, like, transit.
Right. So, it had a reference to Knocked, basically.
Yeah. So, but I mean, World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 3 all had Knocked in them.
Right. Well, I thought the Black Ops 2 version of Knocked was pretty cool. Just that they managed to stick it in a bigger map was interesting.
But I mean, the bigger map kind of sucked.
That was unfortunate, but I liked the Knocked and its idea.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of remasters.
Yeah, they like re-releasing stuff. They do tend to update the visuals like significantly.
They can keep doing it because people like me still buy it.
Yeah.
Even though I don't play it.
I mean, I don't know if people buy it for zombies, but they do, I guess people have to buy the DLC separately anyway, so they literally are buying it.
I agree.
Because a lot of people buy COD for the multiplayer, not for zombies.
They're not real people.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Anyway, I think we're at time.
Okay. Well, real quick, what about Osu Laser? That's a remaster.
Is it? It's a different game, you see.
Really?
Really. Okay. It's open source. It's a different game.
It is, yeah. I mean, Not, I don't know. I was gonna say like how much original code is in remasters, but I'm sure it varies wildly. DS remaster of Ocarina of Time, probably very different since one was for the N64 and one was for a DS. However, the mechanics are like identical, so apparently they did actually copy code in some capacity. So I don't know.
The DS one feels better,
According to some people on the internet.
according to yeah. Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Anyway, you just watched me map a thing.
Or you didn't.
Yep.
That's very likely too.
Or you didn't. I think you didn't. Okay. Any final words?
No.